Shake that
get
ass.
the there's a it's got a really good bop. The like theme for the new Overwatch character that's like on the launcher.
Oh yeah.
Bow. It's got a really good beat. They've got loops in control.
Who lived a city under the sea?
Right. Eddie is large. Has an eyeball.
Still kind of bird looking.
Still kind of bird looking.
Very scary looking dude.
It's kind of fading. The feathers are receding into his body. He's still large though.
He has a receding feather line.
He has a receding feather line.
Yeah. I picked Narvos up, and then I'm gonna walk over to Eddie. Do you mind? I'm like motioning for you to hold down that jar to me.
Sure.
And I'm gonna cast Burning Hands into it.
It's fine. It's the glass is impervious to your minute.
But there's an opening in the top, right?
No.
Oh.
No.
So it's just an orb?
It's a half circle. The bottom is like this almost like arcane neck like clamp that like has some weird like gross meat and flesh. You'll burn away the meat and flesh on it, but then like the bottom is just like metal.
It's inaccessible. The eyeball.
Yeah, the eyeball's inside the jar. Yeah.
I was really hoping to destroy that thing. I don't want to keep it. I'll just leave it at that.
We should stick it on some, like, doesn't the way this thing works is you stick it on some flesh and it becomes a golem?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
who's to say it would work for us?
If we only use a tiny amount of flesh, won't we get a really cute little golem?
Arnie, come over here.
Until it grows.
I want to go to the grocery store and I just want to get one whole chicken. All right, you know, Mr.
Bird.
I just want to slap it on a chicken.
The crab sort of like wanders up to you.
That's a cute little crab. Is it cute in real life or just cute here?
No, we'll say it's cute in real life too. It like clacks at your feet.
Eddie,
I think it's cute to you, but to Craig, it's terrifying as it is larger than him.
Yeah, I back away as it approaches. We'll talk about this later. What do we need to? Oh yes. Is the queen still staring?
Yeah,
off of the
he's
distance?
running up to his mother at this point, who has like passed out unconscious on the throne. And he's like, "Mother!" Titan is like.
Him and Narvos are cuddling, trying to heal themselves back up.
Basically.
I'm Sean. I'm gonna go ahead and sheath my weapons.
Okay.
And make sure my hands are empty and going to carefully approach the throne and make it clear that I'm not trying to be stealthy or sneaky or anything. And
yep.
If they're like start giving me like, don't do that, I'll stop. And
no, like he's got like his mother's head in his arms, and he's like pushing back her hair, and she's like unconscious. He calls out for some servants to bring a litter, and it is just sort of like waiting at this point. The 5 guards left. They left. They were beaten up and crawled out of the chamber.
can I get close enough to like not really like examine her, but kind of like take a look at her and see if I can get an idea of what's affecting her?
No, like she just looks unconscious. There's no wound. There is nothing. No aura around her. She is just not conscious.
Do I know of anything that might be causing this? I mean, I can probably
Absolutely
grab
not. Yeah, like absolutely not. Like other
some sort of
Other than-
magical effect.
yes, assuming that it is some after effect of whatever ever Fittith was doing.
William could be using as some sort of conduit.
Would a dispel magic help anything, or
Greater,
non-magic
maybe a
field or
greater
whatever?
restoration.
I'm going to look at the prince and ask him if he would like help us to, if he would like to see if we may be able to.
What do you wish to do? Well, we have capable artificers and magic users ourselves. They are our advisors. We. What do you wish to do?
I bet that orb is poisoning her. We should probably get it away from her as quickly as possible.
I think he has a point. That's me granting assistance to his deception there.
Are you gonna roll one, Dave?
If you have healers that know.
Yeah, give me a second. I turn on my thing now.
I love that play, David. I was like, yes, good call.
That's gonna be Oh, I have advantage on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's good because first roll was 6. Yeah, second one's a 7. So
You will not touch the crown of our people. Back off.
Sorry, we've heard of scary orbs before, so it's just sorry.
And you know, she's some fish people servants come out, put her onto a litter, and bring her into like the back and up some stairs into the keep proper. And the prince sort of just like turns in to you all and goes, "I cannot stop you from leaving, but if you've caused more harm, I'll fuck you up." He goes and quickly follows after his queen mother.
I kind of like him.
why you need to say that, but we all know it's not true. So
Narvos is being held like a baby in Zaitan's arms.
I mean, I healed him up, and now this is happening. I don't think I have much of a say in it. It's just gonna happen.
Oh, you're my new blue buddy. He
Old boy buddy.
pets your bald head with his claw. He's my blue buddy.
The 56-year-old man being petted on the head by a giant ass crab. Love it.
So, who are you guys? The crab is your problem.
I'll start walking over towards Titan.
I don't know, dude.
We call ourselves curious. We are traveling around to see what there is in this.
So is that why you were in our waters? You were just traveling?
That's part of it, mostly, yes. There are things that we are looking for.
I have things. What kind of things? And he like puts Narvos into one arm and puts his crab claw into his shell and starts just pulling out like bones and like broken pieces of weapons. They sort of like float and slowly drop down to the floor. Jack like walks up and takes one of the bones, kind of steps back.
Are any of these the things you're looking for?
Not necessarily. I mean, they look quite nice, but
Do you guys have any like ancient like weapons stuck in a rock?
No, actually, Prince UnderArc actually pulled the last trident out of the stone.
Yeah.
He's had a bunch lying around. He just grabbed the last one.
Yeah, he's like the 13th in the line of princes.
Nice.
Fun.
Well, basically, we're on a quest to kill an evil wizard, and his right-hand man was the guy that was just influencing your queen.
Oh, you mean Lord Fiddith?
Yeah.
Oh, he seemed cool. I liked his butt. That guy.
He points his claw at the domed eyeball.
He was cool. The old man was a bit bossy, but he kept to himself enough. I don't know. I don't think the prince liked him very much, though.
I think the prince has good sense in that.
Excellent judgment of character on that.
Do you know anyone who could make a water elemental? I'm looking to kill a water element just for the fun of it. I have a challenge. That
You want to kill a water? Why would you want to kill a being of pure water?
because it will give me more power over water.
Well, that seems like an evil person's agenda.
Do they even have consciousness? As far as I was aware, elementals were just like magical constructs. They don't have like souls or thoughts or feelings.
That's really ignorant of you.
Oh, okay. Do they have souls, thoughts, feelings? Can they hold a conversation? Do they have hopes and dreams beyond that of their casters?
I think they value power. At least the ones I've interacted with, they seem to just want to cause mayhem and destruction. But that's a want. That's a dream.
So, okay. Are you saying so? If I find one that's already rampaging, that's okay. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, of course. They're like, I mean, it's in the name. They're like elemental.
Where can I find one that's already raging?
Probably by the whirlpool.
By the whirlpool. Thank you very much.
Wait. You regularly see water elementals by this whirlpool?
Well, it's an opening into the realm of water, so
Fair.
yeah.
That's what I was wondering about.
Kraken back there, like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. It was kind of exciting.
Yeah, it does sound kind of exciting, yeah.
Well, I if you had been captured, I figured you would have probably fought a couple of our tamed elementals that we use as like to execute prisoners, but we really haven't had an execution in a while. We did have a couple lizard folk that appeared and tried to raid us, but yeah, they didn't last very long. They had weird pointy. I think that scale is from one of them.
What does the lever do?
Can I look at the scale and see if I know what it is?
It's a lizard folk scale.
Just the regular lizard folk?
Yeah,
Okay.
like a greenish lizard folk.
Yeah.
Zaitan's like,
I don't know. I've never seen the queen pull it. Do you want to pull it?
I do kind of want to pull it. Do you want to pull it?
No.
I feel like
Zaitan, come on, no one's here. It's an opportunity to pull the lever.
I'm not going to tell you what to or not to do, but I know what I'm not going to do.
Why do you not want, like, right now?
That's not my place.
I just want to know you're thinking about it. You feel that the lever is not something that can be pulled by anyone.
No, I know my duties and I know my place in this society, and it is not to pull that lever.
Is that your specific job to not pull that lever?
I know my specific job is to do what the prince says.
Oh,
And the
okay.
prince hasn't said to pull the lever.
He never
Yeah,
said
but-
to do.
When you're not on the job, do you get to make your own choices?
I'm always on the job.
I just
You're
want
old.
everybody here to promise me you're not going to pull the lever until I'm not in this building.
I think Eddie's probably been having this
Yeah,
conversation.
no, I'm leaving. I'm going to walk out the
Eddie's
front
just
door.
slow
Sean.
walking.
I'm gonna,
Yeah, I think he's been like having this conversation, like slow walking backwards up the stairs.
Is the crab on me right
Yeah,
now?
the crab has been climbing on you.
I want to cast my speak with animals, and I'm going to ask the crab, do you know what the lever does?
It summons crabs.
It summons crabs. Like nice crabs or mean crabs?
Crabs? I think that's pretty ignorant of you.
Well, there are nice crabs and there are mean crabs. Your general vibe from the leather are the crabs that are going to show up. Are they going to be a cool crab like you, or are they going to pinch me a bunch?
I don't know, man. She's never pulled it. She's just like, when I was here when it was installed, and she was like, well, if I need to pull this lever, the crabs will come.
I'm almost out the front door. What's the crab saying?
The crab says the leather's cool. It'll give us treasure.
All right, let me just open. I'm just going to step out and have my head peeking in.
Okay.
I'm
Do you
not gonna
pull-
pull the lever.
You don't pull the lever?
I will keep chatting with this cute little crab guy. He likes to ride me. Is that what he's
Yeah.
like on top?
Yeah, he's like clinging to your side.
I call him just the most adorable little buddy. I'm more of a bird man myself, but you're making a pretty good argument for crab kind right now.
Some business with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his head.
Now Eddie has a crab. Right, what do you guys want to do? Some time is going to pass. If you're not going to pull the lever, what are you going to do?
Let's go look for water elemental. If we're here in the city, we'll wait for the. Okay, here.
What?
Zaitan, we would like word when the queen wakes up. All right, we have business with her. But until that point, do you know a place where there are water elementals that are terrorizing the community?
What? What'd you say?
We want to be contacted when the queen wakes up because we have business with her. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for her to wake up, do you know a place? You said the whirlpool. Are the water elementals there terrorizing the community? Should someone go stop the water elementals? Would that be good? Or is that people would get mad at us?
The whirlpool is like a day's travel away or more, and by like seahorse, and also is a constant whirlpool of nature. There's no community around it. I'm confused by the question.
So like the whirlpool, David, is like a fixture of the world. Like if you guys just swam there, would be like a 2-day swim, and it's literally just like a vortex into a portal to the realm of water. A constantly spinning vortex of water that empties into the realm of water, which constantly funnels water back. And water elementals just sort of like exit and return through there constantly.
Okay.
They're not like doing anything. They just literally imagine it like a video game area where like water elementals just sort of like hang out for a little while and then they'll like go back to where they came from and different water elementals will come through. Sometimes shit like krakens come through.
It's a gate to oblivion in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay. If no one else has something they want to do, Eddie's could try and teach people AirComm for the Queen wakes up.
Some of the fish people bird. They've never seen a bird in their fucking lives. But you know what? Teach them bird.
I will go ahead and ask Titan if the queen has like does the queen have a seneschal or somebody who runs the day-to-day trivial affairs that are not worthy
like
of her time?
a small council? Yeah, there is a small council.
Might we be able to have an audience with them or meet with a representative of them?
I mean, I'm on the small council. I'm the city head of the city guard. But yeah, let me see what I can do. I'm sure there's going to be a meeting soon to discuss the queen and her state. Let me get back to you. I'm going to have to put you down now, buddy. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Inside Dan's gonna lumber off into the distance. Nobody will talk to you, Eddie. Nobody will talk to you. Like, you guys, if you guys wander through the streets are empty. Like,
Even AirComm, Quinn, if I'm speaking Aquin, still no one's gonna talk.
no, like nobody's on the streets. The streets are empty. And like you knock on doors and you hear an Aquin people telling you to go away and leave them alone. Like you see them in the distance, like you're like up a couple streets and you see a couple streets down there, some people walking around, and when you make your way down to that area, they all like run into houses on the sides of the street and like doors slam shut. And you feel like you're being constantly watched. And like Craig knows that there's probably about a dozen or half a dozen mounted sea horsemen, and probably Converging can see them as well because of his 300-foot dark vision. That are like constantly about 150 to 200 feet at distance from you.
How are we gonna make any friends like this? Is there a marketplace?
There is.
Yeah, let's go to the marketplace. Maybe someone will talk to us there.
It's rather small, as there isn't any trade that really comes here other than from small mer villages, like scattered across the seafloor. So it's you know, a bunch of mer people. There's probably about 30 or so individuals in this market, and as you all approach, a lot of them sort of like pull down their shades. A few of them just sort of glare at you and like spit a weird viscous liquid that slowly travels to a can through the water.
This really isn't the place for us, Eddie.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And by God, do not open your bag underwater.
Not with that attitude. I'd say, "Ho there, my good, ho there, my good hotman," is what I say.
Oh, there, my good man.
And I say that in Aquin, and I have a big smile when I walk up to him. Very friendly looking. Also, my suit has more fins on it now. My armor looks kind of water themed, sort of like a duck.
The guy you're talking to is like, "Get out of here, land dweller. I don't want to deal with the likes of you."
I'm not dwelling on land right now, am I? I'm in the water, and I'm loving it. This is great.
I don't treat your kind.
I'm not looking for any treats, friend.
Get out of here. Keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Okay, buddy. You don't have anything for sale, right? You don't want to.
Not to you.
Not to me. Okay. Well, see you then.
Did he say he wanted to get treats and move you? Primordial's hard to understand these guys with.
He just doesn't. He said get lost. He doesn't
okay.
want. It's kind of typical, you know, racist, whatever.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the vibe you're getting.
I mean,
from
what did we
literally
expect
everyone.
coming down here, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I think everyone you talked to about this place tried to warn you too.
Yeah. Too bad you can't teleport like fitted Navos.
Yeah. I
What do you think it is that learned there?
At this point, after a little while of you guys wandering around, bells begin to ring from the keep and from different points in the city, which is very weird underwater. I'm unclear, have not done the research onto how sound travels underwater and what you'd need to do to have bells underwater, but fuck
They will
you,
travels
that's
really
what
well.
they're doing.
Whales sing a lot.
Yeah,
There we
sound
go.
travels better in water, I think.
Perfect. Perfect. Bells ring. And like everybody sort of like pauses. I wish I had my crab rave playing right now because I really want the meme.
We can
But, like,
restart
right-
it. We can start a new playlist. Here. I got you.
Perfect.
Gonna play
Twice.
twice.
Love it. Okay. Anyways, pause. Bells are ringing. You're all confused. A lot of the individuals keep like are coming out of their houses to like see what's going on, and a lot of them give you like weird stares, and they're like, who are they? Why are they here? What do you all do?
Probably start heading back towards the keep,
Yeah.
towards the palace.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that
at
this
this
is them
point-
letting us know that the queen's ready to talk.
At this point, you hear breaking news. The queen is dead.
I was gonna say, it is that when she did that.
Well, she got padmade and sadded to death.
Oh, that's so good, Sean.
Breaking news from Buckingham Palace.
And so, like, as you're walking up and you hear this announcement of like, the queen is dead, long live the king. Like a bunch of the crab people are like doing a ritual dance that you all think is probably, to your sentimentalities, feels a little disrespectful, but to them they're just like in grief.
How they do it around
That's
here.
how they do it down here. They rave it out. But so you all like follow a pack, like a pack of individuals who are making their way up to the keep, and like a massive crowd is forming at the front as a like sad Zaitan stands next to, I should rename him now, King. King. And a couple of other fish people. So we got big crab guy, we got normal merfolk guy, we've got like a weird like sea snake looking dude, we've got a Sahugin, one of those same sort of like more lizardy mer people that attacked your ship, and then just a straight up murloc. Just a straight up murloc is what. That's our small council. Craig, with your stupid high passive perceptions, you spot what most individuals don't, is that the new king has a little blood on his hands, that he may or may not have had at the end of the fight. And he has a fresh crown on his head. He stands up at the time. So Eddie understands what's being said, and Craig understands like every other word and can piece it together.
Okay.
Bangarang? No. Hear me, my people. Outsiders have meddled in our affairs. Those of the Olesian Empire far to the west. Me having to like build a map quickly in my head and be like, which way?
They're up on the land.
To the up. To the up. Far to the up. Have meddled in our affairs and caused our fair queen, who has ruled us for nigh on 3 centuries, to perish before her time. Aided in his efforts stands among you the many non-mer people who are also to be held in contempt.
Whoa,
of
no.
Hold
All
on.
right, that's where you fucked up, kid.
It's like, whoa.
Feel like we've established we weren't in cahoots with those people, but
Hey, and like a bunch of like seaweed begins to be thrown at you guys.
I yell out in Primordial, this man literally has the queen's blood on his hands.
Silence, you traitor!
Killed his mom. I saw him do it. Eddie says that on and off. When he killed his mom, I saw him do it.
I saw him do it.
I saw him do it. I saw him do it.
18 deception on that one.
A few people around you go, oh, he killed it. He killed the queen. No, he got it. That bird man said it. I don't even know what a fucking bird is, but that bird man.
that's not a penguin.
Oh my god! And then one dude from the crowd goes, "Oh my god, they've stolen the queen's crab."
No, that crab came with us full willingly.
He literally attached himself to his head and won't leave. We've tried.
This crab is my first non-bird best friend. Yep, that's it. Good friend, good pal, good crab. There's an echo too as well. A thick echo. There's always
where's the bird, Cody? There he is.
Hey, Sean. What's since we've been interacting with it a little bit, you get a better sense of what Zaitan's thinking. Try to get an insight on him as far as
he's sort of like standing there, and as much as you can tell what a crab looks like, big crab man, he's just sort of like head bowed in. What's the word I'm looking for? Maybe a little bit, but like, the queen is dead, long live the king. He is a man who serves the realm, and this is the realm. Like, think about it from his perspective. He is a large crab man who has been tasked to run the city guard. Where's he going to go if he didn't do his job? He's very noticeable. He's a very noticeable guy.
Yeah.
He probably feels a little stuck in his role. You guys sort of are all of the peasantry sort of pulls back from you all as seahorse cavalry come in and surround you with their pikes again. And the king goes, "Silence! Silence!
I am not without my mercies. And he sort of like steps down from the steps he's on to walk up to you guys. Like a hole opens and he goes, if you promise to leave these shores and spread the name of the King UnderArc the First, tell all to never interfere in our affairs again. I shall let you leave here with your lives.
I just looked at conversion.
Orb?
What'd you say?
Yeah, I mean, we're totally down to do that and to spread everything. However, we did come down here specifically to get that corrupting orb and secure it to make sure it brings no harm and doesn't collapse any more civilizations in the future.
What orb are you after? What treasure of my people are you trying to steal?
Well, you know the magic orbs that have collapsed countless civilizations on the surface and in the sea. From where I'm aware, it's in your crown. It has this weird power that it puts over rulers, and it kind of clouds their vision. They end up making that poor decisions. It's really kind of like a curse to have in your empire. It's not good. Not good. We've been tasked with collecting them and making sure that they don't bring ruin to anyone else's reigns or dynasties. They're just not good.
I guess make a persuasion check.
Persuasion check.
Hey, you know your crown jewels? I think you're addicted to them.
It's 22 from Eddie.
Nice.
22 from Eddie. I mean, if you have any feeling like right now that like, yeah, what's he talking about? This orb? This orb is good. It's like, fine. That's the orb. That's the orb tricking you right now.
Yeah, the orb does that with tricks.
Yeah. Dangerous stuff. I mean, from what I can tell, you seem like a well thought, well put together ruler. I think you're going to be good at it. I can already tell. So I just think it would be a shame if that orb, fucked up your dynasty before you even got up and running.
Seize this man.
Hey, stop.
A bunch of the seahorse guys sort of like come in and attempt to separate Eddie from the rest of you.
You don't want to do this.
He steps forward, like literally into melee with you, David. And he leans in and he goes, you seem to know much about my jewels. I wish to discuss it more with you.
Yeah, I think definitely away from the common folk. Having a good meeting would probably be great for everyone, I think.
Good. Come with me.
Yes.
You all. You're free to leave.
No, we're coming with you as well. Come on,
he
we're right behind Eddie.
The fucking seahorse guys like pull up ranks between you all.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
How many?
Seahorse cavalry's like, I don't think so.
No, how about no?
Are you still really hurt? Nargos?
Eddie,
I would have cure wounds myself a couple of times, but I'm not like all probably.
So Craig, you're doing a quick battlefield check on all of your allies to see how ready for another combat they are.
Yeah.
Everybody tell Craig how you look physically.
I am 100% healthy.
Figured.
I am injured, but you can also see that I am very much contemplating whether whether I should go ahead and just start casting spells or not.
Yeah, and you're full up on spell slots from what I remember. I
cast like one spell.
I'm gonna get as many of these dudes in a 15-foot cone in front of me and hit him with the burning hands.
Okay.
Before we do that, Eddie, like, hey, so my lord, my guy, my grace,
Okay, so this is you and him are like 15 feet away from the group at this point.
my grace, my companions here, they are defensive. You know, we've been separated before, and it's usually dangerous. So, instead of telling them to leave or whatever, I think asking them to just wait could do a lot to put everyone's hearts at ease right now.
Make a persuasion check.
My
That's
hands are
another-
glowing.
That's another thing.
And like he turns and sees that you are all ready to fight, and he goes, "Hold them there. I would not have this individual separated from his party and be left behind in our care. I plan to send him back to the surface. He is not to stay amongst us and leave us unpure. I just wish to get the information he has."
Well, then you must at least take, and I pat conversion on the back, him with you.
I'll step forward.
I mean, roll a persuasion check, Craig.
One of my many talents. 16.
15.
Any modifiers?
+1. It was a 15.
I'm gonna say that is not good enough. I'm gonna say that he goes, "No, I will speak only with this man. I will also get my mother's pet back from him. We will only be gone a few moments." And he turns to Zaitan and he goes, "If they make any moves, slaughter them where they stand."
He's sitting there with 1 health.
Yeah.
Zaitan?
Yeah.
I would have cure runes him once.
Yeah,
So like,
okay.
maybe like 12.
Zaitan gives like the stiffest salute.
Almost falls over.
You two, so like this actually happened outside. I just didn't make a new like map or anything.
Right. As long as Eddie looks confident, I'm not gonna trip.
So you both come into like the throne room that you just had a fight in, and like silently walk all the way up here, and he sits on the throne. Turns around, sits on the throne.
Eddie will bend the knee.
Then now that we are in private, tell me what you know about these jewels upon my head and what they can do.
The one I have the most knowledge of, the one that we most recently interacted with, there was an island out covered with these incredibly large, powerful, and dangerous monsters, and a simple kobold had stumbled upon this stone, and it twisted and corrupted him, and it made him into this horrific, ugly, brutal beast, the poor thing. And he was like that for a while, I think, sort of raining terror on his subjects, and not good. But in the end, when he lost the orb, it destroyed him. He disintegrated, aged thousands of years instantly into dust. Truly, it suffered throughout its entire possession with the orb. It was not pretty. It was not good. I truly pitied the thing. These orbs, they do have a tremendous power, but it comes with a cost. And it's very, very steep. Not even worth it.
I fear my mother paid the price. At her end, she couldn't speak. She couldn't think. She was catatonic.
That does sound. Each orb is sort of different in the toll that it plays, and seeing how the nation here hasn't had any super collapses, it seems, sort of just robbing the wearer of the orb of their sanity and of their spirit seems likely to me. We have been traveling the land, finding the orbs and collecting them, securing them, so that they can't do any harm to the global community.
I
And-
feel that this is giving me power, and you are asking me to give up such power.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I am asking you to give up a little power here, but also I would say it's in your best interest. You sort of have a choice here for, a 10-year reign with a lot of power, or, a 70 to 100-year reign with enough power.
What will you give me in return for the jewels of my people?
Is there anything in particular you need? Any errands you need done?
I need
we
the
can-
promise of the surface world of sovereignty of my land.
So here's what I think I can offer pretty well. We come from one of the more powerful nations in the surface world.
And
the
that
nation
would be...
Sonar. Have you heard of it?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I
Uh,
love Solnar.
I can definitely work out. I have a personal relationship with the leader of Sonar and the higher ups there, and I'm sure I can work out a deal where they promise that they will not mess with you. I can definitely do that. As for the Elysian Empire, the ones who were here taking advantage of your mother, I have no control over them, but I do want to get rid of them. And by getting rid of them, pursuing that goal, that will definitely keep them from messing with you.
Have you brought your bird in here with you? Your bird echo?
My bird is in my pendant.
No, the bird echo.
If there was any if anyone eyed that echo when he was following me, he would not have.
Nope, he came. He could have
Okay.
come.
Okay. Then he's also bending.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing with King Oanok.
Mhm.
Man's not the smartest man.
Mhm.
I will keep this man hostage. And I will send my right hand Zaitan with you. With this jewel to gain the promises that you have made on this day. If I hear that you have betrayed me in any way, I will kill this man.
Understood. Please don't kill him, but understood. I'm sure his death or disappearance would have grave, consequences. I will hold my end of the deal, you hold your end of the deal. Just be aware, if this guy goes missing, pretty much all of Sonar, all of the surface will rain their thunder down on you. So
Was that a threat?
it's not a threat. It's a warning. This guy is loved up there, okay? And he will do his duty. But if he disappears, it will not be good. Okay?
He's just nodding.
So, just
Yeah, the bird echo's just like, mm-hmm.
very specifically, if this guy goes missing, you should keep it to yourself. Don't spread any news about it. All right, just keep it quiet. If this guy goes missing, okay? Because we don't want this conflict. If this guy goes,
He pops the orb out of the crown and hands it to you, and walks out and whispers something into Zaitan's ear, and then walks back. Puts his hand on the bird echo's shoulders and goes, "You will be a ward of mine. You will have all of the station of a prince of our kingdom." but you will stay within the keep's walls so that my people will not learn of my discretion against their custom. They must never know that I keep a land dweller in my walls.
I received the word. I hold it very gently. So, yeah, this thing, I can feel it. This thing's rough. This is dangerous. I bring it out to my companions.
Are you holding it in your fucking hand?
No, it's in the bag.
Are they coming out together?
No.
No. Okay.
No. Zaitan, as he comes out, Zaitan goes,
Right. I'm to escort them to the surface.
All right, this thing, yeah,
We leave. Now.
very softly. This thing's taken a lot out of me, so I need one of my companions to carry me up to the surface. And I say that, and I transfer my consciousness into the Echo's body to keep it stable.
This Echo. Yeah. You're such
Because now we got
To keep it stable as long as possible. Yeah, that's great, dude.
Nice.
You're a genius, David.
We transition up to the boat that still sits on the water, your longboat, and you all quickly grab an oar and start fucking rowing to get back to your ship. Zaitan does the like Incredibles thing where he's pushing the boat and swimming behind it. He doesn't understand why you're all being so urgent about it, but he's helpful.
We appreciate him.
He tells you all, he's like,
So I've been ordered to stay with you until I get a written promise from Solnar of the sovereignty of the Kingdom of Myr.
Hell yeah.
So,
Sounds good.
do you have a place big enough for me?
Yes.
Yeah, come on the boat.
I think you fit. I don't know if you'll get down the stairs, but you can stay up top at least.
Oh, that's great. I've never been to the surface world.
Just become best friends with the golem because he's about the same size.
right. So Eddie now has the Orb of Enchantment.
Can't believe he killed her, the queen.
She had Feeble Mind cast on her. Through the orb. The orb's rebound is Feeble Mind, and a permanent Feeble Mind.
Oh no.
Oof.
So you're right. He did kill his mom, but it was literally one of the the maesters came to him and they're like, we can do nothing for her. She will just be this way. And what do? Do you when you are next in line for the kingdom, do you let your mother sit in state or do you take the crown? And he is a warrior prince.
That's fair. Yeah.
Chose to lead his people instead of trying to do the weird halfway thing where it's well, she's still queen, but she hasn't come down or given a proclamation in a decade. Not a bad guy, but a man who is definitely planning to rule through force and not through love. A man who understands that it's better if they fear you than love you. Right. Make it back to the boat. There's no problem. I must save Zaitan.
When Eddie comes back to consciousness, I said, "Did you just trade Cody for the orb?"
Yes.
Genius.
We're not having this conversation from Zykan. Yeah.
We can. Me and you
100%
can have it quiet enough, I'm sure.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah, what's up?
I am perfectly willing to use control weather to get the boat moving fast.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna need to zoom.
Yeah, no problem. Easily done. Easily done. There are no issues on the way on the journey back to Solnar. A couple foggy days. There's a moment where Craig is convinced he saw an Elysian galley in the distance, and you guys chase after it for a little while, but can never find it again.
Do we think to look under the water as much as possible as well?
I mean, how are you going to look under the water?
With my very good eyes.
I mean, that's probably your assumption of how it got away from you,
Yeah.
but you
Never find it.
yeah. You're not wrong. That's how the Elysian Navy gets around, but they're very slippery that way. The firepower of a whole galley, but the what's the word I'm looking for? The mobility of a submarine,
Yeah, the stealth.
the stealth of a submarine, but the firepower of a galley. The Elysian Navy is terrifying. You guys come to port in Solnar, and for the most part, Solnar finally looks about as good as it did the first when you first arrived in Solnar. Construction has largely been completed. The city stands as it once did before the Elysian Empire attacked.
That's nice. It's cool to come back to that, you know?
And we'll take a break. We'll take a break right now.
All right.
All right.
I should have probably switched from this throne room. Games. Take me to Solnar. Take me to Solnar.
I could soul you like a gnar.
Right. We are back in Solnar. You're gonna go ask your allies for war.
Yay.
Give us war.
You know what? I will actually, we know that, but I'm actually going to have a moment where you are all hastily brought up to Solnar's crypt as you dock and you're putting stuff away. The core curiosity group, a herald, very Skyrim style, walks up, causes conversion to spin as dialogue is started
Zooms
by
in
the
on his
courier. You zoom in on the courier's face and hands you. I've been looking for you. Your hands only. And it's like, come here now. I demand it. Signed, Solnar. It's just like literally a thumbprint of dazzling sunlight that like causes your skin to burn a little bit. That's how he signed it. That's how you know it's real. That's how you know it's authentic. The forgeries don't hurt your drow skin. It's a good way.
They only use light, not daylight.
Yeah, exactly. Even though actually daylight also is not sunlight. Fun facts. It is not considered sun for vampires. You need sunbeam or sunburst for that.
Should we
Sunblade.
ask, while we're talking to Solnar, should we ask him to write a note that's like everything's all chill and just give it to this crab to just swim home with?
Actually, here's what I want the note to say. I want it to say, so Sonar reaffirms his policy of not messing with the merfolk. I see you have our good friend Birdman down there. We love him very much, and we hope nothing bad happens to him. If by any chance he decides to stay down there, that's perfectly fine. Just have him send back his magic ring and his summon water elemental.
Why are you like this?
Yo, honestly, Eddie, like, we really don't even have to have it be Solnar if that's the case. You know, we could just be like, we go do this meeting, we come back, we write that ourselves, and then we just give it to the crab, send him on his way.
I think that having Solar officially recognize the strategy of the Mer Kingdom is probably not something that he would be opposed to.
Okay.
So long as the two nation states can recognize that there's a border between them.
Great. Nothing's really gonna change.
So you bring this up to Solnar? Like, you guys are escorted. You guys go down in the thing, and you're like, "Hey," and he's like, "Well, before we get started, how was the Mer Kingdom of Mer? How was your trip?"
Well, Queen
It was
died.
successful, but
Queen Valentia's dead.
Well, Queen died.
It's horrible news.
yeah,
I'll have
we
to
will
write
have
a
our vengeance
condolence
upon
letter.
we will have our vengeance upon Fifth.
Oh,
It was Fitted's fault, yes.
Lord Fiddith was involved. Well,
But we took care of that, but the new prince, he wants reassurances from you, you know.
plot grows thicker. What kind of assurances does the new king ask of me?
Eddie talked to him, not me.
So he wants to be left alone. He just wants to be left alone. So I know
Oh, well. He's a buffer between us and the demons. Of course I fucking will leave him alone.
Yeah.
What a moron.
Yeah, he's not so bright. Actually, right now, he's super panicking down there because I left him an echo, and I told him that the people on the surface love this guy. If anything happens to him, it would be bad. And I told him if anything happens, you should keep it to yourself and don't let anyone know this guy's disappeared because it won't be good. The echo's been gone for like a day now. He's freaking out down there, and he's kind of laughing at this.
It is really funny.
It's probably been about 2 or 3 weeks since we left.
2 or
Yeah.
3 weeks. Yeah, that guy is sweating down there right now. I'm gonna let him off though. I've got an out for him.
Yeah, we got an out. Eddie drew up a thing. If you could just slap the old star of approval on it.
Oh, here you go. And he like places his thumb onto the paper and he goes, "There you go. Well,
Sweet.
don't
Yes.
get me in a war or anything."
Yeah, of course.
I think this will keep him from ever bugging you again. Honestly.
Right. We have new intelligence from the Empire. Our spies have finally reported in. And the news is grave, I must say.
Is that a pun? Solnar?
No.
You see right through me, Master Bread.
I get you're the ultimate dad, but
Reports are coming in of William mustering his army to first march north into the mountains and try and conquer the dwarf holds.
shit. We have thought of that, honestly.
That is my understanding of the current movements of the Empire. The Navy continues to troll our waters, and we every week reports of more and more islands coming into their sphere of influence in the center of the steppes, concerning for our trade prospects. And the Sanctuary of the Black Spot is beginning to call its ships home to create a grand fleet.
Oh, are they wanting to rise against William?
I think they may attempt to. War is brewing in the steppes. I think they just want sovereignty, and if William steps in anymore, they will probably have a fight. But I'm no friend to the Sanctuary. If the Sanctuary falls and leaves just William, that is, to be frank, another enemy destroyed.
Sanctuary leaves you alone, though, right? Apart from like trade ships and shit that can't avoid.
That's not. I would not say they leave me alone, but they have never attempted a siege of my city either.
Mhm.
But like they sink a lot of ships. They sink a lot of my ships.
We could talk to him about it.
They're pirates, and we're rather the only game in town on this side of the sea.
True.
So pirates do be pirates.
Yes, but they are still living.
But most of them, and you're aware. You've been to the Sanctuary of the Black Spot. There are like undead kicking around there, not to the degree of
Just like you're random here or there.
yeah. You're like
Or
classic
is it like
pirate skeleton that's talking.
Mhm.
Like there's
so
also
they're
like
sentient undead, not
Yeah.
like
yeah,
zombies
like
and
crap.
like
skeletons.
Craig,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like crap. But there's also like the Sanctuary of the Black Spot has demons and devils, and it's a sanctuary. Solnar is too
Yeah, they're diametrically
righteous.
opposed places.
Yeah. Solnar is too righteous to even think about trying to create an alliance with the Sanctuary of the Black Spot. He's just as happy to see it wiped off the face of the planet by William than if he did it himself. Because in his head, and this righteous Empyrean's head, anything that's William's will one day fall to the like righteous purge he's
Right.
planning. So who does it hurt if William destroys one of his enemies?
Let me ask you this, Sony.
I would respect a little bit more respect, but
I thought we were
continue.
buddies. All right,
Continue.
sorry, sonar, sir.
Yeah.
Would your, if we went to war, would you have to sail, or do you have some pool? With
Fuck that. No, we
okay,
no,
yeah, I
fuck
thought
that. We teleport places.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Cool. Well, we're gonna sail. We might talk to the black spots to see if we can get a little assistance, you know. But we can burn that bridge once the war's over, right?
I'll burn that bridge. You don't have to.
Tight. Yes.
I could probably destroy the sanctuary of the black spot myself.
I love that. How do you feel about the wizard in the middle of the sea?
Oh, that fucking guy. He makes really good constructs. Really good. Like everybody buys their constructs from that guy. I've actually just ordered one recently that's a mage hunter model to protect my villa from any would-be mages that William would send to kill me.
That's lovely.
I mean, I know he's a former member of the Rumagarian kingdom, a noble that lost his lands and house when William came to power, but old wizards like that are difficult to understand and know what they want. Fickle creatures.
But worth talking to.
Yeah.
You know, he might join us.
We know more now than we did the last time we talked to him, and we have a golem of our own, which he might find impressive, right?
He will probably find it quite crude,
Yeah.
but it may be a bit.
Oh, I remember when I made stone golems.
He starts pointing out immediately every single mistake we made.
Right.
So what's this chip doing here? Is that intentional?
This part is a little cringe. Why would you do it like this? Why do this to yourself? It's so much simpler to do it this way.
I see no dick line in his waist. Is that something you chose? Or...
Looks like you made it out of clay and then melted it with a heat gun.
I have more news. I have more news from my spots. So what? I told you, Dwarf Holds seems to be where the army's going. The Navy is slowly but surely island hopping. And of Central City itself, a persistent rumor has begun to spread about His Eminence, the Emperor, William the Great, of a grand red stone that protrudes from his chest. All of his robes seem to have been augmented so that now just this like crystalline structure protrudes from his chest, and he seems to have lost quite a bit of weight and is no longer such like a physically imposing figure, because like that's one of the things about William is he's like 6 feet tall and like muscular and looks like a warrior, but is actually like a highly cunning wizard. He's now like gaunt and like sunken of face, and his hair has grown long and thin.
Has he achieved Lichdom?
Hey, Sean.
Yeah, what's up?
Did the stone that William have, the orb, was that the red one?
It is no, it's a white one actually.
He had a white one.
He has a white one.
It's his arcane focus, right?
It's his art. Yeah, it's on a bones. It's a white staff of bone, and with like a clawed hand of like some actual person's hand that is like bleached white with the but like the whole staff.
All I can think of is the. Have you ever read The Silmarillion by Tolkien?
I have not. Not.
There's this great bit where the 3 Silmarillions are like relics of like the first age of the world.
Yeah.
And at one point, the great enemy that was the master of Sauron had stolen them and had them 3 of them in a crown.
Got it.
And a human and an elf snuck into his throne room and ended up stealing one of them and cutting it out of the crown. And the human had it in his hand, and a giant like wolf monster bit his hand off on the forearm.
Gotcha.
And later on, when they finally
It's
killed
still in the
that thing,
hand.
Yep, they cut it open and the hand bitten off halfway up the forearm.
Imagine that perfectly. Yeah, imagine that perfectly. And it's just a bone white staff of human bones. Like it has spine columns and a couple like molded skulls, and it's this like gruesome bleach white staff. And at the top has that exact description that Carl just said, with this also like, just as white as the staff orb placed in its clawed hand. Rumor has it that the staff itself can move of its own volition. Craig would have that. It's like one of the rumors of when, because he had this staff when he was conquering. This was like one of the things he'd have on the battlefield. And it's like one of the rumors around William is that his staff even fights separate of him.
I don't know what kind of magic that is.
Right. So like he's got a reddish gem, which all of you recognize as the same types of gems that were stolen from this very crypt that you are standing in.
Hey,
That's not good. All right. Seems he's had a bit more success than I was hoping.
Yes, my fears are that he's been able to somehow merge his own soul with that of the stones. I don't know what type of power or what it would have granted over him, but there are many mortal souls now fueling the magics with which William wields.
Disgusting.
My spies are currently attempting to deduce why the sudden interest in gaining the territory of the dwarf holds, and any information as to their plans with this continent. As I think that might be the work of the Navy attempting to seed the grounds of a attack once more upon our lands.
Yes. I think he needs more bodies. You're exactly right. He's just trying to get every soul he can into himself.
I think that might be why he's on his way here and trying to take this continent. It's a fresh place. I know that the areas north of the Elysian Empire are highly inhospitable since a cataclysm wrought it. But the Dwarfholds have had...
Craig doesn't know, but I'm like, man, not to mention you don't want to go up there and fuck with those guys.
Yeah. But the Dwarfholds have sat in the Elysian Empire's path for 20 plus years. Why didn't he go after it sooner? It's when they conquered a decade ago the lands north of the desert. That should have been where the army marched next, but instead he consolidated his power and created staunch borders. Why now? Why? What is he searching for? These are the mysteries I have my spies looking into.
Do we know much about those dwarves?
Kind of look over at Clarny.
Yeah, Clarny. That's it's the only dwarf holds I have in my room.
Would I as Clarny know like why they would be targeting and what's going on there?
It is. I mean, to bring up Tolkien again, my dwarves are like the dwarves of Faerun and Tolkien.
Mm-hmm.
You stay in your mountains. You make your arts and you mine.
You might
like I'm rare being out and about.
And you mine. And you mine, which is exactly why you left. You're like, I love the forge, but I want to find other things than just digging into my mountain.
Right.
Like
Lonnie,
the dwarf.
Had your people made contact with the Underdark before you left?
Not before I had left.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
It was still a rather fresh on a freshly found mithril mine a generation before Dwarfhold was what Clarny came from. Not too much tradition, so that he wasn't able to get away easily, you know. But yeah, I mean, Clarny would know that, you know, there's like 2 major dwarf holds that I don't have a name for other than just wholly stealing names from other products. So I'll get back to you if you guys actually end up closer to there about what those 2 dwarf holds are.
Just pick whatever metal is most prevalent, and then some word for cave.
Yeah. And then I'll hold. Those are like the 2 major powers, and all of the lesser clans and lesser dwarf holds essentially pick a side. And fight in various different wars where allegiances are moved from side to side as both of the 2 great houses, like, you know, treat with some of the smaller houses to try and change allegiances. And when you left, well, how old are you, Clark?
Actually, I actually have an age somewhere. I am an older dwarf, but not like elderly.
Like 200 something?
Yeah, I'm like mature. Well, almost 200. I think I was like 180.
So last time you were home, I will say, which was before the fall of the Rumagarian kingdom, which happened 25 years ago. So it's been 25 plus years since you, probably like 30-ish years since you were back in the dwarf holds north of the Elysian Empire. You knew that the current problem of the day was that the mountains were, in fact, the 2 cities were digging and were about to become one large city. The 2 like major dwarf holds had expanded to such a degree that their 2 grand caverns were about to become one cavern. Other than that, a lot of digging. It's a lot of mining, a lot of killing goblins. That's the dwarf life. Goblin war after goblin war after goblin war. Good to be a dwarf sometimes. It's simple. It's a simple life.
Simple life.
It's a simple life to be a dwarf. You're either an artisan, a miner, or a warrior. It's a caste system. There's a king who rules over it all. All of dwarf kind has one king and one god. Moradin. Some other minor gods, but Moradin's the one like on all of the shit. But yeah, like what William wants, like your guesses are either some artifact, plenty of artifacts within the dwarf holds, the bodies of dwarf kind. Those 2 are kind of questionable because you're like, well, why wouldn't he have come for that when he was on the rampage earlier? Or your mines.
Yeah.
Resources themselves.
I was thinking the metal. Mithril fragmentation found it.
They've just been waiting for you to mine it so they can just grab it afterwards.
There's a lot of options, but I think all of you and Solnar kind of come to the realization that the thing, after like, you know, an hour and a half of discussion between you all about what William might be after and like the intricacies of Dwarfhold, TED Talk from Clarny, you all come to the conclusion that whatever William's after, it is in the mines. And it's like he's after something, whether it be the metals within or something else, but there's something in the mines of the dwarf holds that he's looking for. Yep. That is what my spies have to give you. William has gained some kind of power using the gems he stole. The dwarves are in danger, and the islands are being swallowed up one by one.
The dwarves will defend their kingdoms because they're being invaded.
I think
we
Us
may be able to.
assisting the dwarves. Us assisting the dwarves could be the great way to start the war.
Yeah, we should.
If they're right, if the information gatherers are right, the war's already begun.
Right.
With an army of undead, there is nothing but war.
Yeah.
We can reach out. We can sail west and speak with the sanctuary and see if they may be willing to go forth and harry his need.
Right.
They'll understand what threat it is.
Basically, without telling the sanctuary that, keep them from coming to Sonar while Sonar's assisting us.
Oh yeah, they're going to be if they're going to be fighting with the undead, they're going to be fighting as you've said yourself this past week, an enemy that can slip beneath the waves and rise up above the waves when it feels like it, when it's convenient for them. They will be fighting an enemy that's slippery as an eel, deadly as a dragon.
If you plan to head,
You'll-
if you plan to head in that direction, I must send an envoy with you.
Yeah. I wish the mer people weren't such bitches, because they could really help us with underwater stuff. But man,
Yes,
Sonar,
but
you could
that's-
wipe them out like instantly.
But that wouldn't be very just of me, would it?
Right. No, I'm
They've-
just telling you
Yeah, there's-
their power level.
I fear that this will be goodbye for a while, and you will not be returning to our city either at all or as conquering heroes of the Empire.
Yes.
As I said, my army is much too vast and encumbered to be able to travel by sea. We would need to construct a fleet currently unknown to the world. But I have the
Right.
power to gather us and teleport us to a sanctified spot. I apologize, Master Conversion and Master Clarny, but neither of you prayed to the Dawnfather. So I must send with you my daughter, Lorette Solma.
Oh.
She is
Yeah.
she wears the plate of the Dawn Martyr and is the right hand of the church. Her job is to keep herself alive until she is able to sanctify an area large enough for our soldiers to be summoned forth to the continent. If she is to die, and I will know if she dies, all your hopes for aid from Solnar will be lost as well.
No, it'll be all right. She won't die. We're all clerics.
Hey, all right. We love Sonar. We love Sonar. Do you have anyone else who is more disposable that you can send? Because we're going into a danger.
Eddie,
Why are you gonna?
he's sending who he trusts to get the job done.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think we've kind of lucked out getting like the most powerful woman in the city.
okay.
She's actually the second most powerful one in the city.
The
but
second.
That's pulling hairs.
That's This one's what is she, a wizard? She's not the wizard.
She's a cleric.
She's the
no,
cleric,
the
right.
wizard. The wizard's the most powerful.
That's who was.
Yeah. The head of the magic school, Ilariel Solon, is the most powerful woman in the city, who is her older sister.
Did you ever find your son?
Abaddon? No, he's probably hidden away in some fucking room in the central city. If you see him,
He's a priority target.
Do we
I
want
mean, it would be
fight him?
nice if you didn't kill him. but also by the time he shows his Weasley face, I'll probably be there. So
Fair.
I'm going to drag him kicking and screaming back into his room.
We have some places to stop, like we said, but we can send you a message, right?
Yes, my daughter knows the sending spell.
Nice.
There is one last thing. We've been collecting the orbs. We know that William is using. I think it is time that we rise to meet that threat.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Right?
Specifically, the orbs themselves.
Oh, you want to get rid of the storm?
That's it. I mean,
Not necessarily get rid of the storm, but
that's long term.
William's rise to power has been fueled by the tapping into the power of the.
You're probably not wrong. I know that nobody maintains his power on Sheltertown through the use of an orb, and the crown jewel of the barony is itself another orb.
We have now collected 3 of them.
Congratulations. 9 to go. Right? No. Yeah, 9.
No, if he does say 9, there's a slight like twitch of Convergent's eyebrow. Interesting.
Right, there's 12. Right?
Yeah, because don't you have 2 for Dunamancy?
Yeah, there's 2 for Dunamancy, but that would be 10 because there's 8 schools, and
that's 10 then.
That's 10.
What's the other 2 for?
I think I retconned it to 10.
Yeah, I think
I retconned.
Yeah.
I did. I think I originally said 12 and I retconned it to 10. I apologize. This is me confusing myself. I'm gonna literally write that down in my aristocracy document.
7 to
It sounds
go.
They'll kill nobody.
I don't think we have time, Eddie.
We don't have time to deal with that.
I just feel like it would be a big fight and it would take a long while. I do. I'll discuss that later.
If he has begun the assault on the Dwarven holds, and his fleets are beneath the waves across the entire ocean, as we suspect.
Yeah, they pop
have
up
run out of
around.
time.
Yeah, they come up to fight, but
Yeah, we have run out of time. We need to bring the threat to his doorstep.
this is essentially my warning to you of that a clock has begun to tick. Whereas like before we were sort of like having a great time at Solnar. I'm gonna start like a ticking clock, and when you guys don't make it to certain places in time, things happen.
Yep.
We gotta go.
So
All right. See you later.
Be good, be safe. My daughter will be at the ship waiting for you.
it's my intention that we will begin earnestly exploring how to tap into the power of the orbs ourselves.
All right, well, don't get corrupted. I'd hate to have to kill you.
Try not to. I'd hate to have to be killed.
Yeah, if I get corrupted, please do kill me.
No problem. Of course. Anytime. Doing like the dad wave of like just like raising his hand and putting it down and raising his hand and putting it down and like see ya.
Yep.
All right.
A nod, quick nod to each of you as you leave.
When we leave, I'm gonna say conversion. We might also want to talk to Dissipator. How do you feel about that?
He just gives you this look of like, you realize that his god is like almost completely diametrically opposed to this people.
Okay, my passive insight tells me it's a bad idea. How about Iknath? Do you think he'll help at all? Is he still mad at us?
He definitely is still mad at you. And
He is peeved at least.
If you go in there and tell him you have another orb and you're not going to give it to him, he's essentially going to tell you to go fuck yourself.
The thing is, like, once we collect all of the orbs, my plan is to give him all the Ignath, right? So
Yeah.
he can get rid of the storm. So it's not like we're not planning to give it to him.
But Ignath doesn't, like, as much as Solnar's like, all right, well, don't get corrupted or I'll have to kill you.
Yeah.
But, like, Solnar is content in the knowledge that he could smite any of you. Ignath knows he can't actually, like, unless he gets one of you one-on-one,
Right.
he can't actually force you to do anything. So
So he's like a
he's
pouty
wizard.
kid.
He's not a pouty kid. He does not trust you that you won't get corrupted by them.
Right.
The only
Yeah,
person he can trust is himself. It is an arrogant wizard. He
Yeah,
can't
and he's got
trust-
2 of them, I think.
Yeah. He's got the white one and the
And-
green one.
And it's like, how do we know he's not getting?
Exactly. And his response is, well, I'm a wizard.
Classic
I'm a
wizards.
motherfucking wizard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, you're not wrong, but like his logic is also just as sound.
Oh no, I completely understand
Right.
it and am content with him having the 2. I think that you should start looking at trying to understand what power these things can allow us to change.
2 right now, right?
Right.
What's the third one you have?
We only have 2.
You only have 2. That's what I
I thought
thought.
we had the 3rd.
No, we've gotten 4 total. We've given 2 to Ignath and we've kept 2.
What I thought. It's because you got the one from the forest, the one from the keep, the one from the volcano, and now the one
And then this
from
one.
the mirror.
Yeah. So we have transmutation and enchantment.
Correct.
And
He
I'm
has
eyeballing that
conjuration.
enchantment one. But
He has
yeah.
conjuration and illusion. I think are the 2 that Ignath have. And you have a fairly educated guess that William has necromancy
Mm-hmm.
and nobody has abjuration.
Right.
Those are your educated guesses on 2 of the others. The enchantment one is pretty cool. It constantly has glibness cast on you. It's sort of like the base thing of it. I'm sure one of you would have looked it over.
Glibness.
Yeah, and I was gonna say I'm going to be looking at doing legend lore on them
Yeah.
and casting legend lore to try to understand what we have, what they are capable of doing, what they are.
How much does
Both for us and
That's
in
mine,
corrupting the
You
bodies.
should be able to do it.
legend lore? So we're going to run a brief summary of the significant lore about the thing you name. But it's never been one that I could tell you other things.
Glibness.
That's a fun one.
Like, glibness is one that's I use
is-
often with my powerful dudes, and I just never tell you all about it.
If we learn about that, I honestly I think it'd be better on Eddie. He's the one always spouting the shit off, right?
Yeah.
What is glibness?
It makes
Glibness makes you all of your
Smooth,
charisma
fast
checks.
or
it
if
makes
you roll
all
a
of your-
15.
Yeah, you only roll a 15 on your charisma checks.
That would mean persuasion always a 22. Is
Yeah.
pretty good. Performance always 22.
No, it says you can replace the number with a 15. So
Yeah,
you can
so
still
you can
roll.
still roll.
It's
Yeah.
like, it's like what is it? The reliable
rogue one.
of thieves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, I rolled a 9. No, I this ability
Yeah.
makes it a 15.
Yeah, it's like the
I
halfling
rolled
thing
it
where it's
down.
like if you rolled a 9 or lower, just a 10 automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Legend lore on which orb? The enchantment
The-
one, or
the new one.
transformation one? The enchantment one.
The enchant.
Once a part of a single arcane focus used by a wizard whose name has been lost to the ages, split into 10 arcane orbs scattered throughout the continent. This one found its way to the ocean floor, where it was swallowed by a sea dragon for many centuries until one a mer king, a would-be mer king, slayed the sea dragon and found the orb within its gullet, making it a part of his crown jewels, was passed down through the monarchy for millennia since. Legend lore.
Fun.
Interesting.
You know what? Nope. Legend lore also can tell you like, and all who's worn the crown and had a rule, a long and peaceful rule, have found themselves drooling themselves to their deaths.
Does it say how long it took for that to happen?
No,
No. Okay.
no. Legend lore is essentially like an oral story.
Long and peaceful though. Long is the key word there.
Yeah. Those who grow old find themselves drooling themselves to their death.
Mr. Hooper, do you think what do you think? Any opinions on this orb? I think pros, the glibness.
He is. Oh, you mean like? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Should we use the orb? Should Eddie use the orb, Mr. Hooper? What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
Edithan, I am not going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. I'm here. If your mind becomes unclear, you will just end up in your mind palace with me. So, who am I to say which is better?
True. All right, that doesn't sound like the worst bait. Do you think you could still pilot the body if I was stuck in the mind palace?
Only one way to find out.
One way to find out.
Is he
That
having
is-
this conversation with Cody or in his head?
It's in his head, but
Damn
he's talking out loud.
Oh, okay.
No, he's talking his half out loud.
All right, this is risky, but I think we have some time if we were to use it just for this battle.
Hey Eddie.
What do
you
you
ever-
what do you guys think?
you-
Should Eddie give his sanity for this?
Hey Eddie.
Yeah?
Have you,
Hello?
ever, have you ever thought that Mr. Hooper might just be you?
Mr. Hooper might just be me. No, I think he's a very distinct entity that gives me bird powers in exchange for
Yeah.
rebuilding his empire.
I
Alright.
appreciate you standing up for my existence, Eddie. That means a lot to me.
Yeah, you feel very real to me, Mr. Hooper. When you saved my life in the alley, I have not forgotten. When we merged, when fighting those ninjas, I remember. I feel it.
We're having a flashback, by the way, everybody. By the way, this is like we're in a flashback moment. Animation is expensive. We're watching those scenes again.
Highlight episode.
For some reason, we see Clarny getting hit in the chest with the hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just shows me die.
Right. Anything else? Anything else?
Can you do that again on the other orb?
Yeah. I off the top of my head, I don't know what level Legend Lore is.
It's a 5th level spell.
So yeah, I'm going to assume this is the next day.
And it's
I don't typically have
it costs 250 gold each time you cast.
Worth it.
I thought those were used.
The ivory strips you got are, and I know you got your ivory strips,
Right.
but the spell consumes 250 gold of incense each time.
Oh yes.
If we have to smoke all this with you every time.
Yeah, yeah. You guys are literally hotboxing the bottom of the UnderArc, like
Man.
250 gold. That's like a half ounce.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you cast it again?
Yeah.
Okay.
The intention was to cast it on.
So the other orb, let me quick timeout. Quick timeout while I
Can we combine
Burn
this with
the-
some
burn
identifiers
the
as well and
incense.
make sure we know what these are gonna do to us in the immediate use? You know?
So here's my thoughts. I really don't want to tell you what all of it is.
Right.
I
just don't want one of us to become a dragon. You know? That's what I'm worried about.
let me
I also will have, I think, remove curse. I think is the one.
Oh, it
that
could
is-
separate somebody from the orb. That's okay.
Yeah,
I'm more
which,
confident now.
which will break in it too.
Right.
Okay. So the transmutation one.
right. I'm pretty sure you did cast Legend Lore
I
on
think
it.
he did too,
Oh, I
yeah. I
apologize
was just thinking
if
about
this,
that.
if this does not match fully.
I don't remember casting Legend Lore on any of them.
I think you did because I can almost remember it myself, the entire story of this.
It
orb.
has something to do with same wizard, ancient wizard whose name's lost.
Ancient
to the
wizard,
ages.
Lost in the ages.
Arcane focus.
Shattered into 10 pieces.
Yeah.
Became the orbs.
Landed in a volcano, found by a kobold.
Yes. Who uses it to
Turned
take
into
over
a young
his
dragon.
and
climbed-
uses it to take over his like little kobold clan.
Yeah. And then
and
grew
just-
inside of a volcano.
Yep.
So this one might make you an immortal dragon.
I don't know, but he was a kobold, right? So
He was a
feel like
red
if-
kobold.
if like Narvos used it, maybe he'd like turn into a big angel or something, you know?
That's a really solid. And if
That
like
could be
you
fun.
used it, you could turn into like a big abomination.
Would Eddie turn into a giant bird?
Yes.
I'm not sure what I would turn into.
A drider.
Oh no.
No.
That would be
No, God, no.
disgusting.
That's I'm kind of turning the book towards you.
Right.
That's how it works.
Guys,
You and Valran would be that. The Carney would
Carney
be
would
like
just
a
be
big orc.
A forge.
Oh, they become what they. It's like, what was it, Swamp Thing? It makes you what you are.
Right.
give this orb to my parent.
No.
Yes.
Oh.
The paddle bird.
The parrot cannot attune.
It's
To
Wait,
the-
not-
Kobold did.
Kobolds are sentient
So-
people. Our buddy Tim was raised by kobolds.
Parrots are pretty smart, especially my parrot.
They're not. That's.
He's a good bird. He's pretty smart.
He's a good bird. He's not sentient. So.
I wonder why the only one I don't know is Clarny.
Just a forge.
Just a forge. Just turns into the
An
forge.
iron golem.
Forge.
He just jumps
Or
on the
copper
William,
golem.
turns into a forge, and crushes him.
Yeah.
Turns into a giant robot that makes smaller robots.
I think copper
Why?
golem is great.
So I'm just begging you not to give it to Clarny so that
Yeah.
I don't have to think about it anymore.
I was gonna say it's probably gonna come down to Convergent or Narvos.
Yeah, one of you two. But hopefully you can still do your magics, right? I don't know. I think
I think it would
enhance them.
enhance them.
I would hope.
It would
I
augment and amplify what
You
you're
already
capable
do,
of doing.
right? Right. But it could also mess with your brain.
Oh yes, I mean these things are corrupting influences.
Right.
You will need to we will all need to understand that these will need to be put down after we are
I
dealt with William.
don't want to necessarily
tell you what to think, but I will.
What is speaking to us?
I don't think that they're necessarily corrupting influences. All of these that you found, oftentimes they either have like really powerful, weird things happening to them. In the case of the keep, where like its whole thing was that it was conjuring the spirits of those who had died in its radius.
Right.
But a dragon had found it, and dragons
A white
themselves are covetous creatures.
Yeah.
It's a chromatic dragon. It still hoards things. It still creates a hoard.
Oh yeah, but white dragons are insane, right?
They
So,
are.
if it
They're,
gets-
They're not insane.
but they're
They're
feral.
considered the least intelligent of all the dragons, but they're still like an intelligence 13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still like silly intelligent. They're not
Right.
dumb animals.
But then
And
a
chromatic
kobold-
dragons are like covetous to begin with. The witch out in the woods was fucking crazy, and all of her what are
Druid circle
druids called?
is
Her druid circle was slaughtered by demons
Yeah.
in the previous war. The the young kobold was a fucking kobold.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Like, you guys know Kobold Society, and then the Mer Kingdom has been functional
It's been fine.
for eon, but
Yeah.
is just in decline. It's like a thousand.
Stagnating. Yeah.
It's
stagnating.
Rome 1100 years after Julius Caesar. Still there, but like, rough.
Yeah,
It's
a
really
declining
only
empire.
it's really only surviving because it's in the bottom of the fucking ocean, and nobody really cares to conquer. So I don't. And William. Like, Craig knows this. William was an ambitious youth that was friends with the prince in school, and then used that connection to become an ambassador for the king.
Yeah.
And just it goes from there. That's
Real,
he was an ambassador, which is why he was able to travel the world.
real Osborne type, you know?
I understand that, Sean, as a player, that
Gotcha.
these are not necessarily corrupting, but
Okay.
they're no more corrupting than any other great source of power.
Yeah.
They're the old saying of power corrupts. Great power corrupts greatly.
I'm on
It
board.
very much fits with these.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Get that mindset that these are incredibly powerful artifacts. They can largely give you what you want, and sometimes what people want is not really a good thing.
Well,
Awesome.
all I want is to kill William. Like, that's it. After that's over, I'm out, guys.
Well, I want to teach people, as many people Eric Hawthorne as possible, and rebuild the Bird Empire, and also play with my parrot all day. And if this orb will help me teach people Eric Hawthorne because it will persuade them to learn it, and Eddie will addict himself to this.
What do you want?
I
Conversion?
like that we're just going to skip over and rebuild the Bird Empire.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
cool with that. I'm excited for that.
I've got no real problem with that, except they're all
Kill,
dead.
I think kill nobody is going to be step one, and then after that, we'll see. We'll see what Mr. Hooper says.
Yeah, they're all dead, but odds are we're getting a transmutation orb or a necromancy orb eventually, right? A skeleton bird.
That's terrifying.
You're not really helping your case.
I'm just having fun. I'm excited that we're about to go. You know?
Yep.
Okay.
What if we give it to
I'm-
Jack?
He'll turn into a monster hunter monster.
So the Winchester brothers.
A cuckoo clue, you know, and he just has a hammer that he throws at people. Is that gonna be it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you should get it conversion because you're the one that should be able to take care of it if it goes wrong, you know?
Yep.
So, Naros?
Yeah.
You could give it to Velran.
So what, he gets a big crossbow?
No, he becomes a fucking drider.
I was joking. It's a joke. God.
I was gonna say I agree with.
Yeah, I think so too, because, like, I don't think Velran wants to be a Drider. Not that we know.
No, that's like his worst nightmare. Yeah.
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 I do want to see Killarney become a Forge.
We'll do that in the
Becomes like,
celebration.
We could do that on an off day.
Yeah.
There was a game. I think it was Elephant, where one of the leaders of the forces had each of the factions had certain characters that would lead your force,
Yeah.
your army and your crew, and one of them had a walking forge that would just kind of follow them around and could burn stuff.
Not really. Glibness is a transmutation spell? No, I just looked it up. It's an enchantment spell. What?
Transmutation.
Fuck! 8th level transmutation.
Oh
Oh,
no.
no.
Fuck!
It doesn't have that.
Me. Anyways, let me find what I was looking for. Am I wrong? Is it the other way around?
What?
I think I may have confused several transmutations and enchantment spells with one another.
Well, when you transmute somebody via magic, that's pretty enchanting, I think.
Yeah, I have enchantments as things that make you do things better or worse.
In my world, it's a little secret. Transmutation, creation are the same thing, Conjuration and transmutation? Where are you conjuring it from? You gotta build it. You're transmuting. Just letting you know, sorry. Had to go off on a tangent.
One spell.
You're constantly power word stunned.
It's the one that who's who's watched campaign 2 of Critical Role?
Me.
No.
What's the spell who Matt uses on himself to make himself buff?
Oh god, I'm trying to remember. There's a Tasha's transformation, or
Might be Tasha's transformation. Yeah.
because there is one like that.
Tensor's trace. Yeah,
That's it.
Tensor's transformation.
There it is.
Which is a
Tensor.
transmutation spell.
Transmutation. What
So
about
that?
What about apathy,
that's-
sympathy, bro?
Yeah, I was gonna go look at that.
Gotcha.
But that's what's constantly being cast on the user of the transmutation at base level. Is Tensor's transformation. And that comes out in various aspects. So you do begin to look like a diva, I believe.
I thought a diva
that's-
was a devil.
This is for somebody who's gonna wade into combat.
Headquarters to Cartan.
Diva, DEVA.
Is it?
Like your eyes are gonna go like just like white, and you're gonna get like washboard abs if you don't have them already, Narvos.
I mean, I'll take it. Works for me.
I'm David. I have to retcon you. I'm sorry.
What's happening? How am I being retconned?
I think the problem with it is like enchantment is mostly anti people transmutation, and transmutation is good people transmutation. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. Yeah.
The orb losing glibness. What's the orb gonna do?
We should fully give this to Killarney.
The
transmutation one. Oh my god! Now that I'm reading what you said, yeah,
Tensor's transformation.
yeah,
Yeah, that's one you want for somebody who's gonna just pay it.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good frontliner one. I'm not very much that.
Or Carney.
I'm not sure. I want to see a gigantic goblin, like a kaiju or something.
yeah, I think instead. Transformation. Okay, so
And honestly, as a player, it's like don't give the artifact relic to an NPC to use.
Right.
all right, David. I'm gonna give you the worst fucking thing I will ever do.
What?
Oh no.
You have the ability to cast Mass Suggestion once a day for free.
Love that. That's so perfect.
Suggestion once a day for free. Let me look up. So that's basically
That sounds so great, though, for a monarch to like have that power. Doesn't that sound like exactly
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
somebody in rule would have?
This spell turns Killarney into a paladin. We need to give him this.
The
Yes.
Tensor's transformation.
Transformation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I've mentioned this before that I am basing all of these orbs on vestiges of divergence. So like they're all at like their base power level currently. And
Yeah.
as you use them, more and more will happen.
Well, you gotta now figure out what you said you didn't want to figure out then, Sean.
Which was
We're giving it to Killarney. Yeah.
I would say, considering what it does, yeah.
It's just more dwarf.
It gives
That's
him
like
two
the problem with
attacks.
dwarves. Yeah.
So does he actually
Yeah.
grow in size?
Yeah, he's like he's roughly human size, but still like the dimensions of a dwarf. So like
I heard that you wanted some more
Wait.
dwarf with your dwarf.
yeah, it's more dwarf because he's a worshiper of Moradin.
Right.
It's do you want some dwarf with your dwarf?
On top of your
Here
dwarf,
you go.
Did any of you guys ever play Dark Sun?
No.
The Dark Sun setting?
No, I did, yeah.
No.
Mhm.
I played in the campaign once where I was playing a monk. And we ended up getting out of Dark Sun and we're in one of the other realms. And of course playing this is he's got a bag of holding, but scrap metal gets thrown in the bag of holding. But he's going around and somebody like at some point is like, well, what are you? Because you're not an elf or anything like that, and then he's like, I'm just a dwarf. And of course he's like 6'4",
Yeah.
but he's got the build of a dwarf. Yeah, it was
Love that.
really good.
So Clarny, you
He's
need
a
to
door.
write down.
A door of a man.
You need to
Yeah.
write down, Clarny, that every day at dawn you gain 50 temporary hit points.
Okay.
It's important that they are temporary. That you know that they are temporary hit points.
Yeah.
So like you lose them when you get healed, you don't get them back. But every day at dawn you get 50 temporary hit points.
And they
You know,
wouldn't
that's
stack with
what
any
me-
others.
Just shy of 200.
They don't stack with others. So like if I fire off my channel divinity
Yeah,
Twilight
you wouldn't
Domain.
want to take those from
You
him.
yeah, you don't get
get that's like. But granted, it's a lot that you get from me,
But
but
not 50.
not compared to 50.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right.
you will always roll with advantage.
On your attacks with your
You all
hammer.
yeah, when you roll to hit with your hammer, you're always rolling with advantage now. You add
That's cool too.
2d12 damage every time you
Every
hit with your
attack.
hammer. Just his hammer. Or well, just the rod. Anything you hit with the rod. But 2d12 more on top of
So
all
any of
the
my
other dice.
rod attacks, like if I use those, the flame tongue or the
Yeah,
hand
all
weapon,
those
yeah.
also
Yeah.
2d12.
Every melee attack, it's
Okay.
He's already got proficiency with all armor, shields, and weapons. You now have proficiency in strength and constitution saving throws.
Okay.
No, this is a very powerful thing that you have just been handed.
Yeah, I would say what is it, 6th level spell?
This is Haste's older brother that's in college.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you attack twice when you take the attack action. You swing twice.
Which is something I've been wishing you had for a long time.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Yeah.
I could take most things out in one round. This is
Okay.
awesome.
I'm at a point where I want to give you like all of the fun things, and then William's going to be God himself.
Right.
Uh,
The Sephiroth one-winged angel music will be playing in that game.
What is this thing called that I? What is it? It's one of the orbs.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah, so
Which one
you
is
the
that?
red
it's
one.
the transmutation orb, and you
Oh,
need
okay,
to find
okay.
an attunement slot for it.
Yeah.
It does require attunement.
Yep.
So what are you going to give up? What are your
I'm
three
looking.
attuned items right now? What are your three attuned items?
The belt, the sled, right, and
Yeah. Rod.
the rod. Yeah, yeah. So I'm
It's
done
gotta be
getting rid of
the
the sled.
yeah, it's got to be the
Gotta get
Earthborn.
rid of the Earthborn.
Gotta get rid of the
Yeah, the
Earthborn.
slab.
Give it
Yeah.
to Give it to Carney.
Yeah, give it to the goblin,
Yeah,
and the
yeah, we can have
goblin
it.
will just carry you around on it.
That'll work.
Great.
I can just be his. I can be his +1.
Sean, I have questions.
Yeah.
Master
You are-
suggestion.
Yeah.
When I'm casting it, am I casting it as a level 6
Yes.
or 7?
As a 6th level spell.
Do I need the material component?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I need to give up an attunement slot for this, right?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
Oh.
Oh yes. No.
Oh,
Sorry.
oh.
I thought it was
Oh.
a spell slot. I thought he was talking about spell slots because it doesn't require a spell slot.
Okay.
You just get one. You just use this once a day. You get one a day.
It's perfect
Green.
for you.
Yeah, no, I definitely can see Eddie just going into a bar and saying, "Who wants to learn Eric Cochran?"
No, not who. You.
We want to learn Eric Cochran.
We are all going to learn.
Eddie will probably do that every single day he has downtime. He'll walk into a bar and do that. Because that's just who he is. I think I have to give up a ring of protection for this.
Fair.
It's that or the water elemental ring, which came in super handy. This one.
Yeah, but I'm
Bro. I would get rid of that water elemental ring.
yeah. Like, not to spoil it for you, but I don't have any plans to put any water elementals in front of you.
What about the note we sent? That guy's gonna deliver a magic ring and a water elemental note, isn't he? He's gonna be like, yes, I can make it. Because he's panicking right now. The
Yeah,
echo.
but you're not gonna be here.
Yeah, we're
But
leaving.
you're leaving.
Okay.
yeah.
And you know how long it's gonna take that giant crab to get back there?
Yeah. Okay. So I'll do the orb. I'll do the orb.
And like the orb will get better. You'll get more enchanting things.
That's already really good. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I played a bard as my second character, and that was their main thing.
I almost it's too powerful for me to say everyone auto fails who hears it, because I also don't want to give him that power.
Mm-hmm.
But largely, most individuals are just going to auto fail this mass suggestion.
You could do everyone who is not in combat.
All
or
NPC,
unfriendly.
all like true NPCs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a bunch of guards and like a tavern that he walks into. Yeah, they're all going to learn Aarakocra. They're all learning that language. Right.
All right, should we end there? You
Yeah.
think?
Any other things? Yeah. This is housekeeping.
3-week break.
Oh, Eddie would like to go
Leveling
to
up.
his bird store, collect any money that's been
Take 132 gold, 2 silver, and 7 copper.
132. Okay, so he's gonna do that. He's gonna teach anyone Eric Cochran there. He's waiting for a lesson, and he wants to go to the grocery store and buy a whole chicken. It's already butchered.
Yep.
And then
He goes to Whole Foods, Fantasy Whole Foods.
also get 2 more extra chicken wings and 2 more extra drumsticks, right? And some metal wire, and he's gonna sew the wings to the wings, the drumsticks, and then he's gonna slap 10 pegs fishbowl on the top of this thing.
It's gonna cost you 3 gold, 1 silver, and 4 copper.
Yeah.
Due to inflation, this is an extraordinary price. The cutest little tent peg. The glass dome is about as large as your chicken. So like if they're like even in size, it comes up to like a little under 3 feet, and after like a couple minutes, the chicken legs start wobbling, and it hops to its feet and just stands next to you, the eyeball looking up at you.
I pet him. I said, "Who's a good boy? You're such a good boy."
The eyeball kind of just like shakes in the glass.
All right, Tenpeg, here. I'm giving you instructions. All right, you must every day on this boat find a rat and give it to my ratbird friend here. All right, just find a rat, throw it in the cage. That is your life now. That is your mission.
Hey,
It gives you a little chicken salute.
because I say now, clerics, both of you might want to go look at your spells that you're planning on using and get the components you need to use it.
Yeah, I'm actually writing that down now.
There's 3 of them specifically that you have access to now that have very expensive components.
And you know me, I'm a stickler for components.
Mm-hmm. God, but this one spell, oh my god. No, I'll just tell you, it's gate. Can you imagine?
No, yeah.
William.
yeah.
I want William in front of me right now. Boom. Nuts.
I will go down through the spells I'm looking at casting and make sure I put a list of components and materials and clear them with you at the start of the game.
Perfect. Yeah, take your time. Yeah.
And then next level, Joa should have a 9th level spell.
Yep.
Conjuration.
You know what really sucks?
Hmm.
Cleric 9th level spells are not here.
They're not the best, no, but True Resurrection's dope.
A diamond worth 5,000 gold pieces. You can't.
Yeah. Good
I
luck
want
finding.
to know gate. Okay, well, you better make it to the dwarf folds before fucking William does. Then
Yeah, right? Well, I think it says Diamond Dust, right?
No,
Oh, a
A
diamond.
diamond worth
Oh,
5,000 gold.
worth
That's
5,000 gold.
True Resurrection is 25,000 gold worth of diamonds.
You won't be able to scrounge that in Solnar currently.
Right.
No.
Once again, yeah, that type of shit is making it to the dwarf holds.
Yeah, but I wonder if we do get that money, do I know of like a very powerful enemy that Williams defeated before, another wizard?
I'm sorry, I was reading Gate to try and see if I could. William most likely won't be pulled through a gate. Just so you're.
Oh, okay.
Just, but what did you ask? I'm sorry.
Like if is the most powerful wizard Williams ever defeated probably in his army as an undead?
I've never really made the lore of any wizard duels of his. It's possible. I'm sure. I'm sure that he would have preferred it that way, but also, wizard duels often end up to obliteration. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like to dust.
Yeah, to dust. Yeah, to atomization.
Damn. Well,
Yeah.
either way,
Disintegrated. Type of power wood.
whatever the most powerful undead he has, one of you could attempt to use True Resurrection on it in combat. Just instantly turn it back to whoever it was before he killed it. You know?
It's a possibility.
Let us end the game here tonight,
All right.
and we can always convene at a later time, and discussions will continue. But in 3 weeks, we return.
4 weeks.
4 weeks, 3 weeks of downtime.
Yeah.